It's about like 10 days to get to 2025, and many people are struggling with different things. And one of the biggest challenges which people will have in 2025 is being stuck in jobs they don't want. And I know there are so many people who are stuck in jobs which they do not want. It's Monday, you are required to go and report to your workstation, but you feel it should be a weekend again because where you're working is not one of the best work environment. And this is a problem which is affecting, if not millions, it's hundreds of millions of people. And Jackson is not an exception, because I realized that in my 15 years of working, I realized that Monday is the day we dread, and we are always yearning for Fridays. And I know most people, especially where I come from, usually yearn for that Friday, because Friday is the day at least we get to get very close to the weekend, to go at least have some time with the family, to go at least and enjoy our hobbies, because it should not be all work without play, because as the old adage used to go, that all work makes Jack a dull boy, and that's not a lie. If you just continue working from January to all the way to December throughout the year, and you do not engage yourself in something which is to relieve the pressure, so to speak, you'll find yourself burning out. And that is the reason as to why I decided to make this video, so that we discuss what should you do if you ever find yourself you are stuck in a career whereby you don't really like the job. The reason which makes you go for that job is for you to be able to pay the bills, is for you to be able to maintain a certain status, because the village, they know you are a teacher, for example. They know you are an accountant in this big company, and you don't want to disappoint people back home, because people might think that you are crazy, because how do you leave a job in this big company, corporate job, whereby they perceive that you are doing so well, but inside, deep inside, is a real struggle. I'm not trying to say that you should leave your job without a proper plan, but the point of this video is to tell you that there are so many people who are stuck in those kinds of jobs, and you are not alone. And if you're watching this video, I really understand what has brought you here. It's because you are stuck like the boomers, because the boomers are our fathers. They used to get these dream jobs whereby they used to get to dream of becoming teachers. They used to dream of becoming this revered doctor, this revered nurse, this revered lawyer. But the reality of the current times, today is 2024, 10 days to 2025. The reality of current time is that those jobs are not really rewarding at this period of time, because things have really changed. During those times, our fathers used to get incentives of becoming, for example, a teacher. Let me use that as an example. It's not for not any particular reason. They used to get incentives. For example, our fathers used to get a big house allowance. If you went ahead and build a big house in the rural area, the government used to give you some money on top of your pay slip. And that was basically to incentivize rural development, whereby the government of the time used to incentivize people to build more houses in the rural areas, because it used to be the grass-thatched houses. So the government saw it fit to incentivize these people by going and measuring the size of your house, and that used to determine how much money you used to get. But as I've told you, things have really changed. This is not 1990. This is not 1980. This is not the year 2000, because we are in the year 2024, and definitely things have changed. And let me just go back a little bit. This whole problem stems from our schooling system, whereby our schools indoctrinate us a lot, whereby our schools they keep on telling us you need to get these good grades so that you can become a doctor, an engineer, whatever. They never teach us of becoming entrepreneurs. They never teach us of becoming what we aspire to be. They never ask you what is your passion, for example, because there are people who have successfully managed to make a living out of their passion. And those are people like footballers, those are people like musicians, and some celebrities in different spheres, whereby we can name quite a number of people who are earning good money by working on their craft, on their hobbies. So what am I saying? Our school system is designed to teach workers, is designed to teach employees, not employers, and that is that is the unfortunate thing with our school system, because we keep on telling our children to study hard to become this and that, whereas education should be, basically, from my thinking, education should be basically be something you're being taught. Maybe you're taught basic mathematics. Maybe you are taught basic language, basic communication skills. Then you get into, for example, business, or you get into a hobby which you can then again earn a living from it. But what our school system do is that they teach you how to become an employee doctor. They don't teach you the business of being a doctor, because there's being a doctor and there's the business of being a doctor. There's engineering as an employee, and then there's the business of engineering, whereby, for example, you can start your own engineering firm and, for example, employ your own people. But all of us, we are being prepared for the job market, and nobody is being taught on how to become the employer. So, as our universities continue churning out more graduates, we end up into this narrow path whereby we are many and we are looking for jobs in the same place. So what is likely to happen is that many of the people who are looking for jobs, it becomes so hard for them to get jobs. And the number of people who are unemployed and learned, there are so many. And the other day I was talking with a motorbike rider. The people who know that we call them boda boda. And he was telling me how many people have undergraduate degrees and they are boda boda riders. They are motorcycle riders. And they are not able to get jobs. And they are not able to make their own jobs because what they were not taught the business side of the course they were taking. So they end up becoming basically job seekers, which again is a very unfortunate thing, because out of a class of 50 people, students, you find that the only 2 or 3 people are able to get into the business of what they were taught. So that again brings about the same problem I was telling you about, whereby the biggest number of these people, they end up into that narrow path whereby everybody is looking for a job, and nobody is looking on how to create the job of what they were taught at the university. Don't get me wrong, education is not bad, but from the colonial mindset which was started when our African countries were colonized, the mindset was of people working in the plantations, people working in the coffee plantations, people working in tea plantations. So even the schools which were started at that time, the mindset was of those students in those schools, they were being prepared to come and work in the plantations. And when you tried getting people out of the plantations, the funny thing is that these people tend to resist, because it has been planted in you that you are just a worker, you are just an employee, and you cannot do something for yourself. So this is what I'm saying. We need to start teaching our children what they are not taught in those camps we usually call schools, because basically those camps are just camps whereby our children are being brainwashed. They are being told you cannot become for example, a footballer, you just need to get good grades and become a doctor. You need to get good grades and become a pilot. You need to get good grades and become an engineer. And that is not the reality. And if you know someone in your village or where you come from or where you work who has very good papers, but they are not able to translate these good papers into a living, a source of living, let me say that. And that is basically because in the schools, they were taught the employee side of what they were learning in school. I hope you understand what I mean, because there is an employee side of what you are being taught, and there is an entrepreneur side of that. And where I'm sitting at my age, I'm able to understand now. Some years back, I was not able to understand because obviously the brainwashing which was done, the brainwashing which was done to me and others throughout the schooling system is hard to get out of the brain because we are already brainwashed. But the younger generations, we need to start teaching them things which are better, things which are outside what we were taught. And let me give you an example. This might be a wild example, but I hope it's going to make sense. If you have any young person, ensure that they get digital skills, because digital skills is something which is not going to end in the near future. And digital skills, there are different things you can teach these young people. For example, you can just teach them something like photography. You can teach them videography. You can teach them digital marketing. You can teach them artificial intelligence. What do you call them? Internet of Things. What do we call it? The new in thing whereby ChatGPT. I don't know what is the correct name. But those are the things which we should be teaching our young people instead of making their brains look the same way our brains look like, because we were brainwashed. Let me tell you the truth. And that is why you are seeing so many people. There's a lost generation of people who were born in between the year 1980 all the way to somewhere 2000. That generation tried to replicate the successes, in quotes, of their fathers. If your father was an engineer, you are trying to replicate that, and it's not possible. That is why you are seeing so many people with good papers looking for jobs in the Middle East, which is again is a topic we could talk in another video. But basically, my clarion call for this video, this comes from the heart. If you have someone who is younger, people born from the year 2000 onwards, those are people we can mentor and try to show them how to get these skills. And these skills are things you can get from YouTube, for example. And there are also free websites whereby you can learn all these skills. If it's, what do we call it, programming languages, there are free websites like Free Code Camp, whereby you can send your young person to go and learn programming languages, which again, they can start working for themselves instead of working for someone else. They can make websites, they can make applications, they can make software as a service for people to be able to earn some money instead of looking for a job. Because the era of making a CV and working with it from door to door is long gone. And that is what we used to do during our time. So I'm going to start making videos about these young people because I always have that passion. On top of showing you where jobs are, I'll continue making videos whereby I talk to you from my heart and tell you my experiences as an elder person, because at the age of 40, I think after 4 decades, you can tell someone one or two things about a career and career progression. So that is what I usually do here. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like this video, and tell us what you think about this video in the comment section.